2023 a grand success and look forward to receiving its declaration at the end of the summit. Thank you. Thank you very much.
We would like to thank the Right Honourable Prime Minister for his time and for his presence. I'd like to invite on stage for our keynote speech, international lawyer, Dr. Zeina Jalad.
Good morning, everyone. Respected Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Mr. Suresh Prabhu, Honorable Dr. Benoit, Chairman Emeritus of CNI, distinguished guests, and friends in the audience. It's an enormous pleasure to join you today at this distinguished and unprecedented event of the Women's Leadership Summit. This historical moment represents a valuable opportunity for us all to come together and exchange ideas about how to achieve our goals of social equality, gender parity, and women's leadership in our post-COVID world. Today marks a momentous call to action to our leaders for both celebrating and helping to advance our fight for the visibility of female leaders in both the private and public spheres. We have much to celebrate in light of the social, economic, cultural, political achievements of women, and even more to advance. I say these words of hope from a place of familiarity, both with the disappointment of setbacks and with joy in hard-won successes. As a Palestinian woman who has spent her life working for justice in the Arab region, I am from a place filled with hope, generosity, hospitality, steadfastness, resilience, and determination. A region that is filled with paradoxes and contradictions. And we are meetings for anger and compassion, beginnings and ends, subjugation and heroism, alienation and reconciliation become possible. This is why I speak from the heart when I tell you that the compounding crisis of our post-pandemic world must be heeded by the brightest and best-minded women we're blessed to join here together in this room. There is work to be done. As Chair Sharma this morning and Mr. Arnaud mentioned, there's work to be done. And according to the Global Gender Gap Report of 2022, gender parity is not recovering. It will take another 132 years to close the global gender gap. Perhaps now, more than ever, we need a new social contract, an honest pact centered around the equal economic, social, political, and cultural participation of not only women, but all members of the society to build tomorrow better. Hope is also seen in the international sphere, where resolutions passed would continue to serve as torch to light the movement's path to better tomorrow. Just recently, we've heard in Palestine and in Lebanon, they've developed and submitted the national action plans to implement UN Resolution 1325 on women, peace, and security. The resolution has encouraged women to be perceived as active players in negotiations and peace-building processes rather than victims. This major step forward for female empowerment led these countries to adopt, similarly to their peers in Nepal, a transformative gender-focused approach to governance reform and marks a significant step forward in a female-run future. Even outside of the Middle East, where I come from, we can be inspired by female leaders of today. It's worth taking a look at the successes of our fellow advocates in Nepal, who have committed to shattering gender barriers through their everyday life and work. Nepalese women have exemplified the successes we could achieve if we come together to architect gender-responsive leadership in both bottom-up and top-down avenues. We've seen several real-life examples and what have been shared this morning from these communities that pave the way for future solutions to encourage women leadership. Similar examples of women leaders' transformative actions in North Africa, East Asia, and the Global South. As a Middle Eastern woman, legal scholar, and lawyer myself, I'm so proud to see more women than ever taking up positions of power in academia as well as politics. I continue to remind myself, as I do now to you today, that women in leadership is not indeed about achieving an optical balance with men. I believe we are here to remember and insist on the value of the underused resources women have to offer as role models, examples of successes. That will redefine the meaning of leadership for a female-facing future. Valuing women in leadership means we value the full breadth and depth of female talent available to equip the public domain with diverse strengths and viewpoints unique to us. As a result of the struggles we have overcome and character we have built, women are the leaders we need in today's complex, potential-filled world. The story of women as change agents is very compelling. Often they were not noted or remembered. It is a story of women who have left their mark on the global governance, democracy, development, and peace. The pandemic era has shown us the power of innovation, adaptation, and unity in collaborating to overcome global issues. We must remember that women issues themselves are global issues. It's not, if not the global issue, that requires the collaboration and unification of international communities to succeed. Today, in the digital age, we are more connected than ever. And through digital spaces, there is a real opportunity for women to come together, to continue mobilizing for social, economic development and innovation, entrepreneurship to catalyze social and climate justice. The possibilities for change are endless. I congratulate you again on this very historical moment of coming together in the first Leadership Summit. Myself and others have reminded you the answer to the question, why does it matter? I now leave you with the invitation to ask yourselves the question of, what can I do? Just look around the wealth of this room and all the resources that are available of brilliant minds and inspired ideas. What an amazing difference we can make if we can all come together and think of what we can create as a change. I thank each and every one of you for taking the time to be here today, and I look forward to the coming 2 days of deliberations and outcome. Thank you, shukran, namaste.
Thank you very much, Zainab ma'am, for the keynote speech. I'd like to go ahead and share everybody that for the morning session, we're almost towards the end. I'd like to welcome for the closing remarks, member of Women Leadership Forum, CNI, Ashrata Karki Chowdhury.
Right Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Dr. Suresh Prabhu, Honorable Dr. Binod Chaudhary, Mr. Arnold Kochwa, Ms. Zaina Jallad, distinguished guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor and privilege to have the opportunity to bring together such a diverse and accomplished group of individuals to the CNI Women's Leadership Summit 2023 with the theme Empowered for Change, and Change We Must. The road to gender equality and inclusion remains a long and ever-shifting journey. The influential voices that we have heard today and will be hearing over these 2 days give us hope that we can find better solutions to accelerate progress in gender equality and equity. As we come to the end of the inaugural session of this summit, I, on behalf of CNI President Mr. Vishnu Agarwal, Coordinating Vice President Mr. Nirvana Chaudhary, WLF Chair, Ms. Chaya Sharma, and all the board members of CNI Women Leadership Forum would like to express our gratitude to our esteemed chief guest, Right Honorable Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal Prachanda, for making time to join us and share his insights on women's leadership. His presence and support at this inaugural session has set the tone for the event and demonstrates the importance that our government places on empowering and promoting women's leadership. I would also like to express our appreciation to our distinguished speakers, former Minister, Government of India, Honorable Dr. Suresh Prabhu, President Emeritus of CNI, Honorable Dr. Binod Chaudhary, Mr. Arnold Kochwa, Country Director of Asian Development Bank, Nepal. Thank you. It was a huge inspiration to have amidst us our keynote speaker, Ms. Zaina Jallad. Thank you for the work you do in making this world a better place and advocating passionately for women empowerment. Sharing our collaborative vision are our partners, sponsors, and co-sponsors with whose generous support we have been able to host this esteemed summit. A special thanks goes to the Ministry of Industry, Commerce and Supply, the Asian Development Bank, the World Bank, USAID and Tayar Nepal, the Asia Foundation, Heifer International, World Wildlife Fund, Nepal Tourism Board, Nabil Bank, Morang Auto Works, CG Net, Daraz Nepal, Bottlers Nepal, Lakshmi Bank, Business 360, RMC Foods, Nepal College of Tourism and Travel Management. As we end this inaugural session, I would like to urge us all to continue the important work of promoting women's leadership, fostering gender equality, and creating inclusive environments. To the panel speakers over the next 2 days, please know that your leadership and accomplishments are an inspiration to us all. We hope to use the knowledge and insights gained from this platform to create meaningful change in our communities, organizations, countries, and the region. CNI Women Leadership Forum pledges to work together to educate, enable, and empower women. Let us create a more equitable and just society where women have equal opportunities to succeed and lead. Once again, I confer our heartfelt thanks to the Right Honorable Prime Minister, our distinguished speakers, and each one of you who has contributed in one way or another to the CNI Women's Leadership Summit. Namaste and thank you.
With this, ladies and gentlemen, we've come towards the end of the inauguration of the Women's Leadership Summit. I would like to thank the Right Honourable Prime Minister as well as our distinguished guests, our delegates. Thank you very much. And I'd also like to go ahead and request you to kindly visit the marketplace, Make in Nepal Swadeshi. Thank you very much and join us post-lunch. Thank you very much.